Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay. Hello and welcome back to Gossip at the Corpse Cart.
Ooh, yes
where
indeed.
Amanda and I talk about shit you might have already seen on the internet the last month.
Mm-hmm. And sent us.
And sent us and confessed to us and all that good stuff. And today we have the honor of welcoming our special guest.
Well, who are you?
Oh, I'm Lucy.
And I'm Amanda. Now who's our special guest? We're
Now.
more important. We're first.
All right, please give a round of applause to Xandy from
Hi. Woo.
Beach to Sandy, Water to Wet.
Oh my gosh, thank you everyone. Thank you so much. I was
It's
not
a packed
expecting
house
that.
here at
That's
the Wine and Crime
amazing.
Studio.
I wasn't nervous. Now I am.
Yeah. Oh, didn't you know this is in front of a live audience?
I
You
had
just can't
no
see
idea.
them.
It's
Yeah, they just very
thousands.
abruptly stopped clapping. It was so weird.
They're well trained.
We had to mute them, yeah.
We had to mute them.
Oh, that's what it is. That makes sense.
Xandy, I
Yes.
can never pronounce your last name correctly.
Schiefer?
Schiefer.
I always say Schiffer.
Schiffer.
Anyway.
Claudia Schiffer.
When an I and E go walking, the second one does the talking.
Oh, wow.
It's something I learned in German class when I
my
was
God.
in high school, and
When an
it's
I
not
and
only
E
true for like German words.
Go walking.
The second,
The second
one, so
one
it's,
does the talking.
So it's I-E, so it's E.
Schiefer.
Schiefer.
Ah,
Jesus, that's
See?
so German.
ich
It's
habe
so-
einen Klaubfuß.
How's that going?
Guten Tag.
She falls a lot.
I follow.
Yeah, that that would happen.
Thank you so much for joining us
my
today.
gosh.
This is a real treat.
It is a real treat. We've
a treat for
never
me.
had the pleasure.
No, this is a joy. I'm thrilled. I'm excited to be here. I am so ready. Not really, but that's what makes me ready. Is that I'm not ready. So it's gonna
Well,
be fun. You know.
I think
Being
it's
ready
gonna be-
through your COVID.
Oh, that's that too. Yeah.
Yeah,
I have COVID, by the way. I don't always sound like this, everybody.
I think it's kind of working for
yeah, I was
you, I'm
gonna say
be
if it's
honest.
working for you, I'm sorry,
like it.
but I can probably do this more often if the people want. But
I think you are uniquely qualified to read the Coven Confessions today because for listeners who may not be familiar with your work, you co-host a podcast with your sister,
I do.
Christine Schiefer,
nice.
called Beach Too Sandy, Water Too Wet, where you read reviews,
So
specifically bizarre, often not very flattering reviews.
We try, the shittiest ones we can find usually. Yeah,
And these Coven Confessions are kind of like people's own shitty reviews of their own behaviors.
perfect. Perfect. So after this segment, I'll be like, oh, great. We'll take this as our own.
Yep,
Going
please do.
forward. So that's
Yeah.
great. I
We're
can't wait.
certainly not the first to read anonymous listener messages. I mean, so I think that's an up for grabs content tactic.
maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm
We
actually.
did not trademark that.
To be honest, I'm here for research purposes and kind of like a spy mission, really. Might
It's
as well
like
just say it, 'cause
anthropological.
You can't get rid of me now. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, it's really
You're
that makes it sound
studying
so much more important than
the missing links.
What I'm
Listen,
doing. But yes,
we are incredibly important. Okay?
Oh, you are,
We are.
yes.
We
Don't
are
get me wrong.
essential. All of us. We are essential
Oh.
workers.
Me too.
This podcast is
Podcasters usually are. Yeah.
so important, so powerful.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we're
with the
glad you can be
doc-
part of it.
With the dock workers on strike, as we record, God only knows what fresh hell is coming tomorrow.
You know what? Yeah, and more power to them. Solidarity.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
People deserve a living wage and much, much more. So, and I mean, for folks who might be interested in getting like an inside perspective on that, I think Alvin from And That's Why We Drink, who's
Alvin's
in that
a
industry.
longshoreman.
Yeah, he just did a live that he posted to his Instagram at Affirmative Murder, kind of talking about the strike. I think he also talked about some of the more updated info on the Diddy scandal. So that's a great, not to, follow
yeah.
Xandy for sure. But this
Oh.
just reminded me, also follow.
I don't talk about those things, though.
No, also follow
No
Alvin.
one needs to hear that from me.
Are you not a longshoreman?
I'm
What?
not.
What are you doing here? This is our special longshoreman episode.
Yeah, we
Shit,
fucked
okay.
up.
Well, it was fun.
Hey, I
thanks.
just hang up on him.
Thanks for hanging with us. We'll see you next month.
Hey,
Bye.
I got my name out there. I'm good. And people know how to pronounce it. The last name.
We've made
When
great strides here
I
I
today.
got
Ego
so much out of
walking.
this.
When I and E go walking,
The second,
the second does the talking.
I'm gonna
But
remember that.
only in German.
I'm gonna remember that for the rest of my life. And I'm doing Spanish on Duolingo. I might start German
Ooh, fun.
Why the
Why
fuck
don't you
not?
start Italian?
because I know I'm not gonna be able to learn enough to commit to Duolingo within 6 weeks.
I'm gonna get a
That's
translation book.
that's
Yeah, I'll just
6
I'll-
weeks.
I'm gonna master some important ones like bathroom immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I?
Mm-hmm.
Where is the Taco Bell? Where's
Stop yelling at me.
Stop yelling at me.
no.
I'm
You're
sorry.
making me cry.
I'm sorry. That's a good one. That's
I'm
important
sorry.
for me. That's
Please
a
and
good
thank you.
one. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm glad you have a game plan.
I do.
Shall we get going with this month's episode of Gossip at the Corpse Cart with
Let's do
some
it.
headlines from Amanda and our listeners who felt compelled to send them to Amanda?
Well, I know that as this episode comes out, we are halfway through October, but as we record this, we're only 2 days into October. And for those who may have this marked on their calendar, as I do, we are back in FAL Hog Month. October is FAL Hog Month. And so my first headline today is a celebration of what it really means to be a feral fucking hog. This is from The Independent, and it reads, boozy feral pig steals beer, gets drunk, and starts fight with a cow.
Yep.
Wow.
A
We
booze,
are all a feral hog.
everyone has a feral hog inside of them, and I hope that you can identify, all of our feral girlies can identify with this article today, which is not recent. It's from 2013, but I love it, and it got sent to me a couple of times, and I had to read it. A booze-pilfering, drunken feral pig has caused chaos by running amok at an Australian campsite and starting a fight with a cow. The belligerent porker went on a drunken bender after stealing and drinking 3 6-packs of beer that had been left out by campers at the De Grey River campsite in Port Hedland, Australia. In the
That's a
predictable
shit ton of
series,
beer.
that is
Yeah.
so much fucking beer. That's
But-
3 loaves of bread.
Saying stolen, like,
Can an
as
animal
if
really
this hog
steal?
knew, like, it's in the hog's vicinity.
Yeah.
But it belongs to the hog.
I agree with that. I don't think it's stealing when you're literally an animal, and so you can't have like the intention of theft because you don't know the
Yeah.
concept. It's like, and when you're just, you're fucking hungry and capitalism has destroyed your life and you have no money. It's not stealing, it's survival for this pig and for all of us. I'm just going to say that.
Amen.
In the predictable series of events that followed, the animal went on to ransack rubbish bin bags to find some late night snacks before starting a fight with an innocent eyewitness cow.
Okay, that part's kind of sad.
All of this is tracking.
Fight. That's Saturday night, baby.
That's
Well, when you
Australia.
get drunk.
That sounds like. Man.
I'm ready.
Yeah, that's a casual Tuesday in Australia.
Casual Tuesday. Following the boorish rampage, the pig decided to swim out into the middle of a river before collapsing drunk under a tree and falling asleep. Got a little exercise in.
Nice. What a
I
day.
mean, this girl
Well
is
rounded.
doing it all. You really can have it all, ladies. One camper named Merida recounted the tale to the ABC network. Quote, "It was in the middle of the night, and it was these people camping opposite us. They heard this crunching of the can, and they got their torch out and shone it on the pig, and there he was." I think it's a she, but there he was, scrunching away at their cans, their beer cans.
Scrunching away.
Then he went and raided their rubbish that they had sort of covered over, and the bin as well. And then there were some people camped right on the river, and they saw him running around their vehicle being chased by a cow. It was going around and around, and then it went to the river and swam across to the middle of the river. The people that were camped on the river went across and crept up on it, and it was hiding and sleeping under a big log right on the edge of the water.
Why are they pursuing it?
I know, right? Leave this
What are they
bitch
gonna
alone.
get out of it? The beer's gone.
Yeah, you can't get it back. You can't take it with you, people. It was sort of coming from there for a couple of days, but we didn't see it this morning or last night. So I guess they pursued it to kind of get eyes on it and then continue their camping trip. And they had like heard it in the vicinity of where they saw it pass out, and then it wandered off and they didn't see it again. So I don't think they really sunk too much effort into pursuit of the hog.
Well,
like let me fucking live. Let her live.
Yeah, let her live.
Which
She's
is smart,
camping
though,
too.
because hogs are so scary. I mean, they're very. I didn't know this. Well, and then I had a friend in high school whose dad would go hog hunting, and I thought it was so weird. I still find it weird. I
went hogging?
They went to go kill some hogs, and I was like, that's such a strange thing. And then he told the story.
From a helicopter?
I don't know, probably not that. But
They do that in Texas.
Because they had to run up a tree and escape. It was they almost got eaten, and
The hog
These
or the
motherfuckers
the
will
people
fuck you up.
The people had to escape in a tree. And
I don't think hogs are running up trees.
No, that's why they.
I'm not putting anything past hogs.
You're right.
Maybe
Never
after a few beers, I don't know.
Never underestimate the hogs.
That's how to get away from hogs, is to just quick get them drunk.
Yeah, they love a good beer.
Hog hunts should always, carry your 6-pack of Natty Ice, whatever hogs like, something cheap. And you can lure them with an open beer can, apparently. They'll drink 3 fucking packs of it.
They'll scrunch it.
My next headline was also sent to me a lot, and I just really identified with this creature. And I love animal stories. So this is from Metro News, and the article headline reads, "Blind bisexual goose stuck in love triangle with 2 swans dies aged 40.
What the fuck? I can't decide.
That's suspicious.
What's the most shocking part of that headline?
Yeah.
I also want to look into this death. This sounds like a suspicious death.
40.
Okay, 40 does seem
40.
pretty old.
They're too scary to live that long.
I know.
Agreed.
Thomas from Waikene, New Zealand, fell in love with a black swan named Henry and went on to spend the next 24 years with him.
Thomas is the goose.
Thomas
Yes.
is the goose. Henry is one of the swans. But things got messy when a young female swan called Henrietta swooped in and stole Henry's heart.
Oh, Jesus.
So swan coming after swan, leaving Thomas out in the dust.
I hope
Yeah.
these 2 were named before this incident.
I would like to
It would
think
be
that they
so
were.
wild. Henry and Henrietta yeah.
Thomas quickly became the third wheel, but instead of moving on, he decided to help the new couple raise their 68 cygnets over the next 6 years.
Cygnets.
Cygnets!
Oh, my God.
His complicated relationship made him a local celebrity, with many birdwatchers spending hours watching his love life unfold. I love this because bisexual erasure is a rampant problem in society. It clearly shows up in nature.
It is natural.
It
is.
is.
It's just
Oh my God. Okay, hold on. I'm adding this picture of, I don't know if it's Henrietta or Henry, but Thomas is with one of the swans and all the babies are following Thomas and whichever lover that one is. I just added it to the drive for you guys to see. It's so fucking cute. They're the cutest couple. Like, Thomas looks so proud of his blended family. I'm obsessed.
He's just a perfect little white goose with little orange beak and legs.
Oh, yeah. And these black swans are fucking cool. They have like blood red beaks.
Yeah.
They're stunning.
That's too scary for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say. It
I like
kinda
it.
scares me.
But Thomas's happiness came to an end when Henry died in 2009 and Henrietta flew off with another swan, leaving Thomas all alone.
Oh, No.
He eventually went on to father his own babies, but they were then stolen by another goose called George. His trauma.
What the
This is
fuck?
insane.
Trauma?
Wait, how does
Goose
this,
trauma?
How does this happen? Is this
Nature?
still nature? It feels.
And who's tracking all of this?
Yes.
I mean, I think that they were part of a wildlife rehab, and that's why we have all of this information.
I'd like to think it
Well-
was just some random person who named all these animals, and
I mean, it
just
could have been.
It's
went
Josh
to the
Hallmark.
park every day.
It is Josh Hallmark. There's
his
definitely
backyard.
a photo in this article of like just a bunch of old people in a yard, like watching this goose with like an animal carrier nearby. So this could have just been neighborhood legend until he went to, it looks like he went to Wellington Bird Rehabilitation Trust in 2013 as his health deteriorated. So yeah, maybe this was just a
he
neighborhood
doesn't trust
thing.
love anymore.
No. Thomas,
That's heartbreaking.
That's so sad.
yep. The trust said, as well as making other blind bird friends to spend his days with, Thomas helped foster a couple of broods of cygnets along the way. He loved to be a dad.
Oh.
Oh my
That
god.
was for
forgot he was
nostalgic
blind.
reasons, and boy, did he do a good job. He lived for corn on the cob, and if it wasn't there when we put him back into his house at night, he was not happy. Why am I crying?
Same.
The organization, which looks up after up to 400 birds a year, said Thomas proved there was life after sight for elderly fowl. Quote, you were
I
a
always
true...
wondered that. about this.
That question has kept me awake many nights, and I'm so glad to have an answer.
Life after sight,
Sight
for
for
elderly,
elderly fowl. The Amanda Jacobson story.
No.
You were a true inspiration for the work we do and the things we are able to achieve for the animals in our care. He was such a special boy and a wonderful character. Thomas, our good friend, we miss you wholeheartedly, but may you rest in peace.
Oh my god.
Thomas will be buried next to Henry at the place they called home following a public ceremony later this month.
Oh my god.
Henrietta better have
Christ.
showed up for that. I
No,
swear
that
to God.
bitch,
That bitch
get
is
out of
gone.
here.
At least for the kids. At least for the kids. Be there for the kids.
She is gone.
And the grandkids. The probably
grand
millions
cygnets.
at this point. Yeah, the grand
Millions.
cygnets.
Millions of
He had-
grandchildren.
He fostered 68 the
Yes,
first, like
minimum.
right to
In
start.
6 years with this couple, with this throuple.
That was him getting started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Foster
is just the
parent.
beginning.
Wild.
I feel like in that scenario, he was more of stepfather, and then he fostered after going to the sanctuary.
That makes a lot more sense.
He was committed to the next generation of geese and swans. I think it's really powerful.
He probably just taught them all how to be assholes.
Life
They're all still
after
assholes.
sight for elderly fowl. All right, I have two more for us. This next one really put me at ease because you know how scared I am of AI.
Yes.
Just like in general. And as somebody who does believe in some bits and pieces of simulation theory, this made me feel a little bit safer. This is from patch.com and says, Minnesota accent among most difficult for AI to understand, according to a survey. Oofta, if you're from Minnesota, Siri might have trouble understanding what exactly you're asking, a new survey says. You betcha, if you're a Minnesota native who's ever had the frustrating experience of having to ask Siri or Alexa the same question multiple times, there may be a reason for that, according to a new survey. The survey released by the online language learning platform guidetofluency.com talked to 3,000 Americans to find out how well artificial intelligence understands a variety of accents across the country.
This is fascinating.
Right? I never thought about this, but this
It
makes
makes
total
a lot of
sense.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Minnesota, oh yeah.
Weird.
Minnesota's accent is the 13th most misunderstood by AI platforms, according to the popular Chat GPT, including the popular
planet?
Chat GPT.
Yeah, is that like all language? Like all like
Like all English
I
language?
think
yeah,
this
English
is-
like
I think this survey might be just in the United States and its territories.
regional dialects
Yes.
in the US. Huh.
because I'm going to get to the list.
Newfoundland.
Oh, the
Yeah,
list.
I'm going to get to the list, and they're all United States or like U.S. territory or,
Makes me feel a little
spots.
better.
Navigating to Jersey Shore, or finding a good water ice spot can leave AI baffled. Common phrases like down the shore or local Tuesday weather forecast often don't translate well. I love saying Tuesday.
They didn't translate to me well either, and I'm
You
not
don't
even
know
AI.
what Tuesday means? Well, no,
Tuesday?
it's Wednesday, but yesterday was Tuesday.
Is that what you were saying?
Oh, yeah. How'd you spend your Tuesday? Did you watch the debates?
I did. Unfortunately, I did.
Well, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
listen, we're all going to hell in a handbasket.
I know.
But if you can catch on to this accent, maybe you
That's
can
amazing.
keep AI from infiltrating your mind, body, and soul.
Yeah.
The Southern accent was the most misunderstood, according to the survey, followed closely by New York City. New York City. The below ranking shows the top 10 accents most misunderstood by AI. So the number one most misunderstood is Southern. Second is New York City. Third is New Jersey. Fourth is Texan. Fifth is Boston. Sixth is Appalachian. Seventh is Long Island. Eight is California Valley, specifically.
Oh.
9 is Miami. Bienvenido a Miami. 10 is New Orleans. 11 is Yooper from the UP, the Upper Peninsula. 12th is Cajun. 13th, Minnesotan.
12th is
12.
Cajun.
Yeah.
What a wild list.
I also wonder, though, the survey results, like what the sample sizes were, because most folks with a Cajun accent living in the United States, you're going to find in and around, New Orleans,
South
the
and New
Mississippi,
Orleans.
Louisiana. Yeah. Yeah. So
And I refuse to believe that it's 12th.
I don't
Cajun
know.
accent. That's wild.
I
It's
don't
like
know.
6 accents.
Yeah, it's a lot. Minnesotans, lucky number 13. Tennessean is 14th, and 15th is Hawaiian. According to the survey, these misunderstandings often have real-world implications. Quote, users with these accents may find AI less reliable for everyday tasks, leading to frustration and lack of trust in the technology. Improving AI's ability to understand diverse accents is crucial for making these tools more accessible and user-friendly. I personally am feeling a little bit of comfort that maybe my phone that's listening to me all the time would misunderstand if I just really ramped up my accent a little bit more. So
I like it.
I'm committed.
I think everyone around you would love that.
I'm sure they would. There's nothing obnoxious about this at all.
No.
Not going to get sick of it at all.
No, it's not already hurting my throat.
I didn't know what it felt like to stretch the roof of my mouth until now.
Yeah, for real. Okay, I've got one more because I love anything that involves a semi-truck full of anything.
Oh.
Like, I don't know what
And
it
we
is.
do mean anything.
We've
Do you have
done
a favorite thing?
Yes,
Yes.
I absolutely have a favorite thing. We did a GAC episode where
Sandy's like, oh God, why did I ask?
the headline,
kind of
one of the
cautiously
headlines
excited.
was about a semi-truck that crashed on some interstate, and the cargo came out, and the cargo was hundreds of thousands of severed vaginas.
Ceramic,
They were ceramic,
that
Each
makes me-
one
okay,
different.
Ceramic. Oh, like molds?
like a mold.
yes.
It
There was
an
like
art
for an art
installation.
installation.
Okay, good.
I know,
So
right?
there's like a
I
drone
was getting.
shot
I was.
of this truck accident and just these
That's amazing.
pearl white, loose, single
Just
severed
the vulva.
vaginas, just vulvas,
The vulvas.
Thousands
vulvas
of
everywhere.
The vulvas.
all over the highway. It was fucking phenomenal. Like, was that the art exhibit? Because that's brilliant. As long as nobody got hurt, which
Yeah.
they didn't. The accident didn't have any injuries.
What?
But like,
Wow, yeah.
Yeah,
fucking
was that
amazing.
the performance?
It was also a statement on traffic infrastructure, and
yes,
maybe
disrupting the
some sort
flow
of-
of goods.
Trafficking
look what
women,
happens. Being
sex
more trained.
trafficking.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Art is
Whoa.
so powerful, you guys.
It's powerful.
This was not an art installation, but a misguided. It's a robbery. And the question of what do you think you're going to be able to do with this is always what comes up for me when I read stories like this. So this is from NBC4 New York. Truck carrying over 500,000 shrimp stolen en route to a New Jersey Costco.
Oh, no.
Why do you want this?
I'm glad to know where it was going. I would have been scared if I thought like, Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville? Like, who needs that much shrimp?
Of course, 500,000 shrimp is going to Costco. Of course.
Yeah, that just kind of cleared that part up. So I don't feel too weird about that.
No, thief was just like 6 manta rays in a trench coat. What do you mean? What am I not gonna do with this?
Honestly, that would make so much sense. I don't know what this fucking person was thinking.
That's the only logical explanation. So.
Please tell me the reveal is that they are 6 manta rays in a trench coat. Because how are you gonna? I don't know. So this says just over 500,000 frozen shrimp worth more than $300,000 were stolen, along with the truck they were being transported in from a New Jersey industrial lot. Surveillance video shows the alleged thief drove off with the seafood cargo from the lot on Smalley Avenue in Middlesex during the late morning of September 5th, 2024. So this just happened. It was not immediately known if the thieves knew what they were stealing.
I'm gonna guess
or if it
not.
was a random choice.
Oh my god!
I want to believe that they were like, the shrimp is arriving at this location at this time.
$300,000 is a lot of money if they can turn it, you know.
Yeah, but is that like what Costco was paying for it? What they were selling it for?
Yeah, was that retail value?
What does stolen frozen shrimp go for on
I'm
the
not
black market?
sure.
I imagine not much.
I would imagine it's the retail value of the shrimp, which would be the highest price of the shrimp, which would determine the overall value of the shrimp. That'd be my guess. So
they would probably get like $300. They'd probably have to pay someone to take it off their hands.
Yes.
You'd have to launder the shrimp somehow.
Yeah, you have to launder the shrimp, and
laundering.
that's not cheap. Shrimp
that's
is not...
where Jimmy Buffett comes in.
Yep. That's where you're going to want a buffet.
Yeah.
A buffer, if you will.
Oh.
But I do feel bad because obviously this was extremely stupid and ill-advised, but you know, these long-haul truckers, like, this is their livelihood, and he stole their fucking truck.
I mean, the truck was probably worth more than the shrimp.
Precisely. Mm-hmm. So this guy said, quote, "It's only me and my truck. Now I don't have a job for a week. I've tried to make applications. I need to keep waiting," said the owner of the truck, who did not wish to be identified, with the alleged thieves still at large. The shrimp were supposed to be delivered to a Costco store in Monroe Township, but never made it there. They were reported missing. Police are still trying to figure out how the thieves could even profit from the heist, or how they could convince someone to buy $300,000 worth of shrimp on short notice, because that shit's gonna go bad.
Yeah.
You've got a window. Like, even refrigerated trucks, unless they're like plugged in, you know, can only maintain.
Yeah, they've got like a battery.
Exactly. So like, what the fuck are you gonna, you just took on so many complications in this theft that you are, I guarantee, not equipped to handle. There's no way. In total, the shrimp is believed to weigh close to 25,000 pounds, which is tough cargo to hide, and very much at risk of spoiling and becoming worthless within days. Quote, "We can see everything. It's not like anything we see everything. It's not like anything surprises us," said Middlesex Police Detective Sergeant Sean Flanagan. "It's part of it. We see weird crimes reported." Police said the truck thieves also opened 4 other trailers at the industrial lot in the first week of September, but didn't steal any of their contents. Instead,
they saw the
opting
shrimp.
to steal the shrimp truck.
We're like, this is the one.
This one. So, as far as I know, these thieves may still remain at large. This article says anyone with information regarding the heist is asked to contact Middlesex Police in New Jersey. So if someone knows something, if
this is officially a PSA.
If one of your buddies is suddenly like, "Do you need shrimp? I come over and eat all this shrimp. Look at all this shrimp I have," and you're in the Jersey area, I'm just saying you might want to start asking some tough questions.
I'm looking to move some shrimp.
If someone you know is looking to suddenly move a whole bunch of shrimp, this might be our guy.
Podcasting is so important. Look at
we're saving lives
right now.
Yeah. We're
raising
the
awareness.
Wine and Crime gals plus Xandy are gonna fucking solve this shit.
Yeah.
Mark my words. I'm personally not going to put any additional effort into this other than what I just read. But if someone out there knows anything about this shrimp thief, don't call the cops. Call us so we can break the story. How about
Let me
that?
know first so I can take credit.
Yeah,
thanks.
we're throwing this one to Xandy. Thank you for all of the amazing headline submissions this month. And as always, if you come across a funny headline, funny police blatter, funny local news Facebook post, you can send that along to us. You can head to our website, wineandcrimepodcast.com, and on our support page, you can contact us. And there's a drop-down menu for funny headlines, Coven Confessions, Corner, all the things that we offer here on Gossip at the Corpse Cart. Should we turn it over to Senor Xandy to read the Coven Confessions for this month?
Blindly.
Blindly, yes. I've not read these before, so
neither have we.
These words are these
we
words.
have no idea what our producer has pulled for you, but she pulls the confessions with the reader in mind. So we're hoping that maybe there's something that you can connect
if you feel
to.
personally targeted, that was intentional.
That was intentional.
Good. I know that feeling. As a white man in America, are you kidding me?
It's so hard for you.
It's so hard. People are always out to get me. I can't.
You do need a month. You need your own month.
You need your own month.
If
for
feral
awareness.
hogs get one, god damn it, white dudes should too.
I couldn't agree
white
more.
men's month.
They're equally as destructive.
Yeah, we've never had a good month in history. Anyway, that's my confession. Here's another confession.
That's satire, guys. Don't cancel Sandy.
I swear, I'm not like that. Okay, here we go. Here's a Coven confession. This one's titled, 1 Star Would Not Go Back.
Uh-oh.
I had just moved back in with my parents because of money issues. Thanks, COVID. Oh, yeah, that's relatable for me. This is, hey, I have COVID right now, calling it out. Okay, and was not having any luck finding an esthetician job. A Greek restaurant we loved getting takeout from opened a larger location nearby, and they needed staff. Seeing this, I asked the owner if he would like me to come work for him since I had experience in the restaurant industry. I was hired within the next day and began work as his very first server.
Okay.
This man was a literal pile of misogynistic excrement.
Oh, no!
He wants a month.
Maybe I shouldn't have done that bit right before this one. The timing was rough.
The confession is you own the Greek restaurant. This is about
restaurant
you.
Owner.
Got it.
I'm not going to say that because I have no idea what this man's going to do. But I imagine nothing that great. Just something tells me it's not going to go well. He would yell at us constantly. Staff were not allowed to talk to one another because it was unprofessional. We would have over 7 tables at a time. He would have fits of rage in the kitchen, take 2 hours to make food, clock me out if I stayed longer to help closing up without my knowledge.
That's illegal.
He even accused me of stealing because I made over $200 in card tips for one shift, saying I must have done something to the receipts.
No.
Wow. I stuck around because I wanted to help a small business and was making good money. Many staff quit and I was the only one still employed from opening week. My last shift was as follows.
Oh, God.
The customer ordering emphasized how she had a shellfish allergy.
The shrimp.
Shrimp.
So she did
It's
not
all
steal the
coming
shrimp.
together.
Probably not. But wouldn't that be
Unless
like
that was
the
a
best
red
cover?
herring.
Yeah. Red herring, which she's allergic to.
I think herring's a shellfish.
It's not, but whatever. You know what? The joke
Pretending
still
it is.
fucking works.
Yeah.
Naturally, I wrote in all caps in the order notes, shellfish allergy, make in separate pan.
Mm-hmm.
Sure enough, I go to the kitchen and take a look to see that he got it. He blatantly had the ticket in his hand and was still making her food on the same grill as all of the other dishes, most of which included shrimp, lobster, mussels, oysters, and clams.
All the
Every
things that will
single
kill this
shellfish.
customer.
That is a perfect storm of shellfish allergies.
Yeah.
It's like the final boss of shellfish allergies.
Literally.
Everything. I told him he couldn't do that, and I had specifically written to make it in a separate pan. He scoffed at me and said it would waste time. I was furious.
It will also kill your guest.
Holy fuck. I told him I wouldn't take the food out to her until he remade it the way it said on the ticket. He got pissed and threw a pan onto the stove to remake the dish and said I owed him for the one he had to throw out.
No.
Next day, I quit over the phone and sent my mom to pick up my paycheck for me.
Good girl.
Here is where things get petty.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I grew a serious hatred for this man. One day, I decided to do something about it. I went online and filed a lengthy report to the health department. The fucker never listened to me when I would tell him we needed to put dates on all the food and would remove the dates to reuse older food to save money.
Ew.
Oh my God.
This needs to be on Kitchen Nightmares.
I know, right? This needs to be just shut down.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't feel too salvageable. A month went by, and finally, a former bartender there told me the health inspector showed up unannounced. Yes. Even better, the health inspector was a woman, a stone-cold queen. He got 24 health code violations, licensing fraud, and was forced to shut down to renovate because the number of seats exceeded the amount he was certified to have.
Incredible.
Wow.
Stack those charges, girl.
And I wasn't done, though. There's more. I made a fake Google account and posted a bad review pretending to be an enraged Karen. He responded to the review saying, quote, "Must be a different restaurant. Looks like a fake review."
Fake news.
That was exactly what I was hoping for. And so I edited the review and posted the screenshots of the health inspector's report. He didn't reply to that one. I hope you gals enjoyed this story. I know it gave me a good surge of dopamine just writing it. I am all for small business owners and normally would never go this far, but hopefully now the guy figures it out. I love you and thank you for always dishing out amazing content both on the pod and through Patreon. From your friendly Floridian horse girl.
Oh, I love that this is a horse girl. Petty horse girl is the aesthetic.
And not who you want to mess with.
No. Petty horse girl is brat. All right. Are you ready for more of this bullshit? What do we have?
Yes, we have another story.
Yeah.
Our next story is called, our next confession, one kid's trash is another kid's trauma.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
What does that mean?
I think we're
gonna
about to
find out.
I
find
know.
out.
I'm nervous. Okay. Recently, my younger brother tagged me in a post on Facebook that unlocked a core memory.
Fucking Facebook.
It's always Facebook. Trauma and Facebook go hand in hand.
They really fucking
Man.
do. Especially
You ever, like, go in your
family trauma.
Oh, you ever go in your like messages and something like Facebook? Since I've had it since like high school, I can see these crazy messages and I'm like, I talked like that?
Yep.
Oh,
I spoke
I've
to
never
those
gone
people?
back.
I've done it. It's a dangerous road.
I also realized I communicated with a lot of strangers.
Oh, yeah.
Like I would play these mafia games on like through Facebook and you'd have to message the other people involved in the game. So I just have all these messages with these strange older people because I was underage at that point that I messaged with about this mafia game. Like, oh, you're safe. Like, oh, I'll investigate Tracy next.
Oh my
Holy
God.
shit. I was more of a Farmville girly, so I had a lot of posts and messages begging for supplies for my farm.
That shit.
And I was that one who uploaded a 200 photo album after every fucking weekend.
Always uploaded pictures. Always.
I loved the pictures.
I know. You loved making an album.
Fun to go through at least. Yeah. I don't have any. I go through other people's, but anyway.
Fair enough.
Anyway, back to our other Facebook trauma. So my brother and I were left home alone or sent off to entertain each other a lot. It was the 90s.
Been there.
I was a supposedly older and more mature child left to take care of my little brother. We were 4 years apart in age. I'd say this all started probably when he was 4 and I was 8. On top of reading the book series, I also like to watch the television show Goosebumps.
Oh, yeah.
This was scary. I don't think I ever watched. I think I was always too scared.
Oh,
so the television show was like filmed in Canada with all Canadian actors. So like they said certain words really weird.
Oh,
And that was such a turnoff for me.
I think Are You Afraid of the Dark was Canadian too, wasn't it?
I don't remember if that one was because I didn't have cable TV.
I was an Are You Afraid of the Dark bitch. I was obsessed with that show.
I was a scaredy cat,
That's
so
okay. You're allowed.
I watched SpongeBob. I don't know what else I watched, but Chalk Zone. I don't know.
I'm unfamiliar, but it's okay.
Chalk
That's
Zone?
okay.
It's not okay. You should go. You should go watch Chalk Zone. It's
Fine,
great.
I'll watch it tonight.
Like sidewalk chalk?
Yeah. Chalk Zone. It's this guy who would make things with art and like go into like the chalk zone. Not like
for
he was in the
God's
zone, but he was
sakes.
like in a different world that was like chalk made of, and he'd make things out of chalk.
Was
You are
this
so
a
wholesome.
TV show that you made up in your own imagination?
I read it Harold's Purple Crayon once and was like, what
I
if it were
loved
chalk?
that book.
What if
Okay.
it were chalk instead?
Looking
No,
up
Chalk Zone. A guy's name was like Rudy, I think. I don't know.
If this turns out to be just a fever dream
Oh, is
memory
it
that you
Rudy?
have,
Yeah.
nope, Chalk Zone is real.
It was a
this
Nickelodeon
looking
show in
familiar?
2002.
It's really not ringing a bell.
That's Chalk Zone.
But again, Nickelodeon didn't have cable.
Yeah, you didn't have
Yeah.
it. You didn't
Well,
have
you
it.
missed out.
Apparently
Young-
so, yeah.
Young Rudy appears like any other student at his elementary school, but he has a special gift. Rudy can draw portals with his magic chalk and use those portals to enter new worlds. The drawings that have been previously erased come to life as Rudy explores the Chalk Zone.
Yep.
There you have it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got to the
Anyway.
bottom of the Chalk Zone.
That was really important.
But Goosebumps, though.
But anyway, Goosebumps, which I never watched, but was Canadian, apparently. This was more age appropriate for me, which is why I was entertained by it, while my brother was haunted with nightmares.
Oh, God.
Don't worry, the trauma for
Suck
my
it
brother doesn't end there. Don't worry, there's
Spoken
more.
like a true older sister, Lucy.
Yeah.
Suck it up. Yeah, we're fucking watching Goosebumps. If you want to watch TV with me, you have to stop being such a little bitch.
It's cinema.
Yeah,
It's cinema,
It's cinema.
There was an episode of this show featuring Slappy. Slappy was an evil marionette puppet thing that came alive and caused terror.
I remember Slappy.
I remember this.
Think along the lines of a more PG Chucky.
Mm-hmm.
The whole premise of this inanimate puppet coming alive and being menacing really played on my brother's fears.
It's like
and
Slappy's like a ventriloquist dummy, isn't he?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, I've looked this up before, but yeah, sure. That's what I'm picturing because
Mm-hmm.
that terrifies me the most. Like, so it played on my brother's fears. Like any good sister, I took advantage of this.
This is so loose and
That's so
coded.
true, though.
Did
I will
Christine do
say-
shit like this to you?
We had like mutual traumatic experience. Like when we had this one room where we'd do puzzles and stuff, and it was like a lot of glass, and we were in there and we were playing, and there was a knocking on the window, and we looked, and there was a white like gloved hand knocking.
What?
And so it was like, and we never knew who it was. It turns out it was our neighbor who ended up getting buried next door to us at the house that like we mainly grew up in. Like we moved out of that house within a couple years, and then
Did they
now he's
knock
buried in a completely
before?
different neighborhood right next to us.
What
A
the
whole weird
Before
thing.
or after
Anyway,
they were buried was the knock? Were
this
they
was
alive
before.
when they knocked?
They were alive. They were alive, and they were
Jesus.
just being a dick apparently. But yeah,
Like they
it
were
was
trying to fuck with you?
Yeah, I think so. Probably, yeah. Because it was very obvious we were in there. It was at night, and you could see inside pretty easily. It was our neighbor. He was just like a dick.
Horrified by
But
that.
He was an
yeah, but
adult?
yeah, this was an adult.
That's kind of
Oh,
twisted, but hilarious.
Good
Yeah, now-
fucking
yeah.
riddance to that creep. I am
Now
not cool with that.
my bedroom when I moved home for COVID, my bedroom overlooked his grave.
No!
So I-
Sweet.
You had the last laugh.
I did have the last laugh. Last laughs. I would wake up every day looking
Just
out that
laugh
window,
at his
just
gray
laughing.
hole.
cackle. Yeah,
Knock on this.
good times.
I'm going to
Anyway.
fly to where you live with a single white glove and just knock on your window
my
and
God, you're
disappear
so-
and never admit to it.
You're so gross.
That
Oh my
that would haunt me for my entire life.
I
would
never
never
forget
that's why I'm
that.
gonna
would,
do it.
Yeah, but to answer your question, my sister never like used that against me. You know, I think we were both. A lot of our trauma was so shared, like with our family dynamics and stuff, that we kind of took care of each other, and she took care of me when we were younger. So
How close in age
But
are you
we're
two?
2 years.
Oh,
only,
okay. Well,
so
that
we're
explains
pretty
it.
close.
Lucy and I
Yeah.
are both 5 years apart from our siblings, so
Yeah.
We
that
were
camaraderie
not best
in,
friends.
in young age was
Yeah.
not there.
We kind of hated each other in high school, but when you're in high school, you're not like scaring each other.
Yeah.
You're just like hate each other and you
You
don't want
hate
anything to do
everyone in
with
high
them. It's
school.
not like a funny, goofy time. It's like,
Fair
leave
enough.
me alone.
Mhm.
Anyway.
But look at you now.
Look at, yeah. look at us
Friends,
now.
colleagues,
Friends,
siblings,
colleagues.
lovers. Just kidding. They're not
Sandy
lovers.
just got this 1,000-yard stare and was like, yeah,
Yeah, look
at
at
us
us
now.
No, we'd start for our live shows. We started introducing ourselves as siblings because while it's really obvious once you start listening and our banter back and forth, some people are like, well, you see a man, woman presenting
Same last
people
name.
sitting on a stage, same last name. Oh, is this a married couple? Like, I don't know. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
So we started to announce ourselves as siblings just to be like, let's get that out of the way. So
Yeah.
Probably a good idea.
so you don't think we're like about to like we're
Make
having like a
out.
marital spat. Yeah.
Like a
that's
kiss
definitely what
cam
people are
drops out of
thinking,
the
for
ceiling.
Sure. Kiss cam thing.
gets on
Oh,
you.
God. No.
That's for when I go out into the audience. You know, that's when the kiss cam.
Ew.
It's just wherever I am.
Men's rights. I deserve a kiss cam.
Hey, no one's complained yet. I don't know. We make them
Ish.
sign an NDA before the show, but
Oh
they
my
still haven't
God.
complained yet.
We're
None of this is true. I'm
gaslighting
sorry.
Xandy
This is
into
true. I'm
sounding so
Yeah,
misogynist.
he's confessing
I think
things
I'm going along with it a little too much.
I
I think
love
this
it.
is
have never happened.
This is
I love
all sarcastic.
This is what happens when I'm unprepared for something. I just start being just pretending to be someone that I'm not.
Show-
We really drop our guests into this gack shit with no parachute.
Right.
It's for the best. It's for content, you know.
Yep.
It's
It's a free fall for
It's a
content.
free-
people
fall.
talking, you know. I'm always doing it for content, whatever I'm doing.
I love it.
Anyway, I read one sentence and then I brought us on this tangent. Man.
Also, I put a picture of Slappy on the drive for you guys to
Oh,
look at. 'cause
God.
It
Ah!
is a ventriloquist, but
It's so
it
fucking
might have
scary.
strings. I can't tell. I think it's
I don't
just
think
a
it has strings.
ventriloquist. It looks like Pee Wee Herman.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. It
Yeah.
looks like what's that comedian who's
Pee Wee Herman.
no, I mean yeah, I definitely see that. But the guy, he's annoying. I don't like him. I don't know. He's British. He's kind of like edgy.
Borat.
He's like a thin, edgy, dark-haired British comedian,
I
skinny.
think you give,
like
then maybe not Ricky Gervais. Ricky Gervais is
no,
up.
they're both assholes. This is another like similar asshole. We had a
I don't know,
review of
but
our
I hate him.
podcast that was mad that I like said something bad about Ricky Gervais in an episode.
I mean,
And like
Ricky
thought he
Gervais
w-
sure as shit doesn't care.
yeah, and that was a big thing. I'm like, who am I? Like, who gives a fuck what I
No
have
one-
to say
no.
about Ricky Gervais? I mean, yeah, and that was before I knew he was like transphobic and stuff. So I was going easy on him. Anyway, this is so. I am googling skinny British comedian edgy
Asshole.
and seeing what comes up. Jimmy Carr.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
That
I
actually
don't know who
worked.
that is.
Jimmy
Looks just
Carter.
like this. I promise you.
Jimmy
looks
Carter.
Just like
It's his
this
birthday
puppet.
today.
Happy 100th birthday to Jimmy Carter, and
Happy
fuck you, Jimmy
birthday.
Carr.
Yes. Well, I don't. I
Oh my
actually
God,
don't know
he
that much.
does
He's-
look like Slappy.
Don't they look? Yeah. Oh, I should have put that in the folder.
I'll
Now I'm
allow
looking.
me.
Jimmy Carr.
Allow me.
Ew, yeah.
Right?
He looks like a Republican.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah. I should have just said that.
Yeah, I don't like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
He looks like a sitting member of the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
Or like an evil ventriloquist dummy. So yeah,
That too.
One
similar
of
vibes.
the
Yeah.
architects
vibe.
of Project 2025.
Yes. Yes, for sure. Okay. We have 3 half siblings that range from 6 to 10 years older than me.
Damn.
This meant a lot of well-used hand-me-downs from the 80s. One of these items was a 3-foot-tall doll.
No.
Oh.
This doll had been through some shit. It had matted hair, permanent smudges, and was clothed in some faded toddler clothing, origin unknown.
Oh my God.
Ew.
No.
I had zero interest in playing with dolls as a child, but I saw potential in this one.
Oh, no.
Oh,
to scare the fuck out of your brother.
I have a feeling I know where this is going.
I don't know
For the-
why the clothing origin
Like
unknown thing.
random baby clothes. That's
It makes
freaky.
me think of that. What's that famous thing where it's like
The poem.
the saddest poem ever written
For
in one life?
sale,
Ernest
baby
Hemingway,
shoes,
Baby
yeah.
shoes never worn. It gives me fucking chills.
Except worn by this creepy ventriloquist doll
Yeah.
or whatever.
It reminds me of Robert the doll.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
This guy.
I know Robert.
You sure
But do you have a snow globe of Robert?
I don't. Is that allowed?
Look, I have it right here.
I see you have it. Are you haunted now?
Probably.
People
This is
have
not
been
my
so
most
weird to
haunted
me
item.
about the way I am with the dolls, where sometimes I have I can't say certain names or people get freaked out. Like I've
Like Robert?
people have told me don't do that, and it.
Well, hasn't M gone and been in the same room and seen in person Robert the doll? These
Probably, but aren't you supposed to say hello, Robert? Goodbye, Robert. Isn't there
You're
like
supposed
some?
to be nice to him. I've seen him.
Oh, yeah, because
He's in
I
a
think
case.
Robert and I we're chill. Like we're good buddies. Like I have nothing. The other ones, who Annabelle or something.
Yeah,
like,
Annabelle.
We're pretty chill too. Like I get along with all of them, so I don't think it's a problem when I say their name. But then people sometimes have been like, "Hey, careful, don't say that name."
If I
And
want to
I'm like,
open a portal to hell, that is my right as an American.
as an American. Yep.
yeah. What about
As
the
a
chalk?
white
Maybe
man.
the chalk zone. That's where I want to go.
Stop
that's
trying
where the
to make
white
chalk
That's
zone
where
happen,
the white men
Xandy.
go. They go to the chalk zone.
The
and we have
chalk
some fun.
zone.
We are 37. Chalk zone is after our time. It's not going to happen.
I just needed to age myself, make sure everyone knew whereabouts I was.
That you're younger than us.
Sandy's just
Yeah.
a little baby.
31.
Oh, God.
the prime
Sick.
age for a chalk zone fan.
Were you even born before 9/11?
Wait, but were you?
Where were you on 9/11?
Where were you on
in
9/11?
utero?
I was in a third Mrs. Hilton's third grade class when I came in and took all the
Jesus.
kids out that had parents in planes.
We'll allow it.
Oh
scared
God!
us.
Horrifying. Hate that.
Cincinnati.
Parents
So it's
were
like,
in
why?
planes.
Yeah, why in
We
in
were
Minnesota they were
Cincinnati.
just like, I don't know, turn all the TVs on all day and just let everybody absorb all this trauma and not really talk about it, I guess.
Yeah.
And never address it as a group with any
Not
kind
really.
of support.
Yeah. No,
Nope.
that would be silly.
Crushed
That
it.
would be so silly to do. Where was I? Oh yeah.
Trauma. Back to trauma.
For the next 3 to 4 years, I used it to terrorize my little brother.
Years?
Years. I would move it to different parts of the house when he was sleeping or occupied doing something else. Then I would act just as surprised as him when he found it in the bathroom, standing beside the sofa, in his closet, in his bed, etc.
Oh, this is mean. My sister
So-
would have done shit like this.
Assuming this started so when this story started was what? The brother was 4 years old, so it
Oh
was between
my
the age.
God.
Four is a
brutal.
little young.
That's brutal. So maybe this started happening a little later. It doesn't really say, but
God, that's
might be a
funny.
4-year-old. Let's see, where was I? Oh, I told him the doll was possessed and acted like I was the only one who was working to protect him from the doll.
So you traumatized
nefarious.
and gaslit your
That is
brother.
nefarious. It's clever.
I'm the only one who can save you, said your abuser. Jesus Christ, this is dark.
They're both under the age of 10, whatever.
I know. But older
Says your
siblings,
abuser.
older siblings are fucking sociopaths, and you fucking know it, Lucy. You fucking know it.
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. So I was the only one who was working to protect him from the doll. Yes, I literally cut off its hair and fingers, then at one point stabbed it in the foot with a knife to show as evidence of instances where I had tried to fend the doll off.
Oh
my
my
not
God.
like- Sick.
to
You are
pretend like they had a
sick.
crazy duel with this doll and had to stab.
You
I'm
are
protecting
sick.
you.
This
The
is sick.
And it's not even make believe that little boy was
Oh my
I hope
God.
your little brother roasted you on Facebook for this.
my
This
gosh,
is
right?
so mean.
The thing about doing this over years is that I would grow tired of the act and retire the doll hauntings, only to months later decide to give it a go again.
Holy shit. This kid never knew
It's
when
a
it would
never-ending
happen.
nightmare.
Never-ending nightmare.
As a child, I found this entirely entertaining. As an adult, I see that I was one creepy ass kid.
Babe, you're a monster.
You're a sadist.
You're a monster. Like,
that's the end of the story.
I'd be locking up the knives.
Oh my goodness!
If I found my child tormenting their little sibling like that, we'd be going to therapy.
Yeah.
My older daughter has been tormenting my younger son with this mangled doll for fucking years. 3 to 4 years.
Did no adult look at this doll and say, "What is going on here?
We don't
Where
need
are the
this.
fingers?
We can get rid of this."
I wish I could confirm or deny with this person that there was like some major family turmoil, like a divorce happening during this time.
Oh,
Because this is kind of
I
a
hope
cry for help, maybe.
I hope that both of these children, now adults, have healed from whatever trauma not only moved you to do this to your kid brother, but that your kid brother certainly sustained throughout this event.
I know you mean well, but I don't
Years.
think
It's so
I think it's
funny.
too late. It's all they're
The damage is
they're
done.
all screwed. The damage is done.
It's
They're
over.
screwed.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's over. Yeah.
It's over.
Sorry to say it, but
The twist is that her little brother grew up to be like Ted Bundy. It's all her fault.
oh no. This is
You never know. We don't know how old these.
no.
Well,
You never
Goosebumps.
know.
It's Goosebumps is,
Oh yeah, 90s. It was
is a post Ted Bundy world. So we're
I feel
cool.
like I went a little off track a lot. We did, and it was lots of fun. But yeah, when we started, this was happening in the 90s.
It was the 90s.
That's right.
All right.
I forgot about that.
So your brother's probably not a murderer because of you. It's fine.
That we know of.
Yeah. Follow up.
A future story.
The brother
Let's
was
hope
Israel
not.
Keys.
Ooh.
So this next one starts with a note for me.
From
and
our
an
producer, Andrea.
Yep, and an apology. So I'm excited.
Oh, God. What does it say?
That's a good sign.
Am I supposed to read the whole note?
You can read it, 'cause
I
if
was
they don't want it in, we
nice
can always
little
cut
note.
it.
Yeah, true. No, it mentioned that I had spent time in Germany for school, which is true. And said, so I thought it would be fun to find a confession about someone studying abroad in Germany. I now regret this decision. Apologies in advance for what you are about to read.
Oh,
Hell
no.
yeah,
Which has
Andrea.
made me only more excited, Andrea. So thank you.
All right, let's fucking hear it.
And it's so right. I did study abroad and I didn't realize that was on my LinkedIn. I
gotta purge my identity.
I gotta log
yeah,
in.
no,
So
I,
that
I know that
Andrea-
I hide that. I'm like, huh. Like,
so that Andrea and
I
the
put
Wine and
that
Crime
there.
Gals can't further target me with this public information.
what else is on there? I don't.
Oh,
I
your
don't feel
social
like I don't
security
have a real
number's on there.
job anymore. So I don't. It's like, oh, it is.
Yeah, we took it.
That's okay. I've been wondering what the number was. I need somewhere to look it up. So
we
it's
laundered a
perfect. I'll just
bunch of
leave it there.
shrimp with it.
Oh, is that what happened?
That's what
Yeah.
all the sirens outside of your
no.
apartment have been about today.
And all the dead people from shellfish allergies
Yes.
just like littered.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
all
awful.
your fault.
We drove it down to Florida. We
Tragic.
sold it to a Greek restaurant. He had to use it.
Mm-hmm.
It had to be done. Okay, so here's the story that I'm nervously excited to read. Titled "German Canal Catastrophe."
Oh no.
Oh, God.
We love the catastrophe. No. Sorry, I'm reading like 5 words ahead, and
Oh, no!
Okay, more than 5. Don't count. To start the story off, I have terrible IBS with constant flare-ups and need to change medication yearly.
Girl felt.
Yeah, this story takes place in 2018 on a college study abroad trip in Germany. My 3rd day there, I met a guy and we hit it off, and I start staying over at his place almost every night. Can I pause for a second?
Of
I am
course.
so impressed by these people
Who could just go somewhere completely new and meet someone
Huh?
in 3
Yeah.
days and like,
And then
yeah.
start spending the night with them.
Where's your 3-week runway of anxiety and social fear? Like,
Yeah,
how
I
do
don't
people do
understand that.
this? Yeah.
Like, I couldn't do this on a normal night in my own city, let alone studying abroad in a new country.
It's
I think if you're
truly
in-
impressive.
If you're in college and maybe this person was like on the trip with their college friends,
Mm.
and
If
so
they're
that would
going out
kind of
together,
alleviate
maybe.
some of the anxiety.
Maybe, yeah.
Everyone's going out together.
Fair
I don't
enough.
know.
They may
We
not
were
have been
all
like,
hot
also
in
in
college.
But I was also in college. I wasn't hot. You're right. Fuck.
What?
You were
No, I
everyone's
know.
hot in college.
Everyone's hot in college.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't because I wasn't confident. Not confident. I was below. Whatever the opposite of confidence.
Just
that
because
was
you
me.
weren't confident doesn't mean you
Mhm.
weren't hot.
Yes, it does.
No.
Well, not for me. It does.
Well, fair.
I wasn't
Fair.
hot.
Well,
No one.
I'm sticking to my proposal that pretty
Everyone
much anyone in college could find someone to screw within a 3-day time
That's
frame.
so true. And if anyone's listening who is in college, take nudes. Take all the nudes.
Because
Even
you
if
are
you
hot.
don't have to send them anywhere.
But
No,
for
these are
later,
for
like,
you.
and then, okay.
These
But
are for
my
your
God.
37-year-old self to look back and be like, God damn.
That episode of Schitt's Creek where Moira Rose gets like an alert that some of her nudes from like the 80s are online, and then she forces everybody to try and find them and they can't find them, and she's so upset. And she tells Stevie, like, take all the nudes now so that you can look back and just appreciate how beautiful and capable your body has been throughout your lifetime. And I'm like, fuck yeah, take all the fucking nudes.
That's great advice. I like that. Yeah.
It's a really beautiful little I fucking love that
Yeah.
show. Anyway,
But like, keep
too.
them safe.
yeah,
like,
keep your nudes
locked
safe.
Oh God, not on iCloud apparently. Like that, those fucking
Polaroids.
hacks and stuff. Yeah,
Polaroid your
Polaroids.
nudes.
Interesting. And a safe, maybe.
Put them in a box under your bed. Polaroid your nudes.
I'm taking notes myself. This
Yeah.
is good. Okay.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm just very impressed by this person's ability to do this because I can't do this. I never could do this. Not that I don't know. I'm a socially anxious person.
I get it.
College. What the heck? College mean? You just, what did you say? Give a college student 3 days, they can find someone to sleep with.
Yeah.
I was given 4.5 years and I couldn't find somebody. Are you kidding? 4.5 years. I took a semester off. 4.5 years.
I don't think you tried that hard then.
I didn't because I was too scared.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't have the confidence. Anyway, here's paragraph 2. We're moving. Third sentence, fourth sentence. Okay, getting through it. About a week after we met, I started having tummy troubles with uncontrollable shits that are accompanied by the loudest, longest farts of my life.
Oh, this is the worst
I'm now even more impressed by this person.
when you're newly dating. I mean, Bill and I started ripping farts like real early. We'd known each other for a long time, so it's like, let's just get this out of the way. We're both farters.
Nice.
But in college, in like your 20s, when your confidence is not at, I don't give a shit if I shit and fart, that's scary. That's a scary
Terrifying.
place.
Yeah, like I still feel weirdly uncomfortable around certain people doing it. Like depends on the person, but
For
sometimes
sure.
I'm like, it freaks me out.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, this guy lives in a German apartment building that was built in a rush after World War II, so the walls are not thick, and in a small apartment, you can hear the goings-on in the bathroom from every room of the apartment.
That should be illegal. Like
Should
all
be.
bathrooms should
Yeah.
be soundproof. Period.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yeah, well, one thing about the bathrooms over there, at least, I mean, not in someone's apartment, but the ones like public restrooms, they are actually covered from bottom to top.
That's very
It's private. It's
normal
not like
in public
half open.
restrooms in Europe. And I
Yeah.
always see these posts on Reddit from Europeans that are traveling in the United States being like, what the fuck is this? You may as well just not have a door at all. Like I can
Yeah.
see everything through these slats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
What
and
are
there's so
y'all
many
doing?
more like public toilet options in Europe. It's not enough here. But yeah, man, these apartments is just World War II apartments.
Paper thin walls.
Gosh. Only being 20 at the time and completely starstruck with my newfound foreign man, I felt like we were Lizzie McGuire and Paolo from the Lizzie McGuire movie, minus the singing. I refused to tell him about my poop problems. Fair. I wouldn't tell Paolo either.
I
don't
get
know.
it. I get it.
Yeah.
You know Lizzie's not telling Paolo about her IBS.
No way.
No.
No way. Poop for me, Paolo. I don't know. I don't think that's happening. This left me in a messy situation. How to release the demons from my asshole without grossing out the hottest man I have ever met.
It's an impossible question.
That is impossible. I have zero advice. Not
Go
that
to a
anyone was
coffee
asking.
I guess.
Yeah. Gotta go somewhere in bubble. Yeah, so many a lot of them cost money though. Like I feel like in Europe they can cost some money to use, but they're clean and they're nice, I guess. I don't know. This summer in Germany was the hottest they had on record, and with zero air conditioning in practically the entire country, it wasn't questionable to take a quick body shower 2 or even 3 times a day.
Okay.
I decided to use this to my advantage and would take a shower anytime I had to shit.
Oh, no.
I would
On
squat
the
down
water.
as low as I could go, spread my ass cheeks over the shower drain so the farts wouldn't be so loud, and just let it rip.
And pooped in there?
Wait, I didn't know. I thought it was just for the noise. I didn't know it meant.
These are not the choices I would have made, but okay.
Oh, that's.
Well,
that's-
if they're
this is a
pooping-
twist.
If they're pooping this much, that is liquid shit. So it's probably
That's
not
fair.
like a turd, you know? It's just they're peeing out of their
That's a
butt.
good point. That's a good point. But
Especially
I
when you have the
still-
kind of stomach ache that's accompanied with the really
I know, but
gash,
do that
really
on the
windy.
toilet while the shower is running,
That's
and
what
then
I'm
you get
not
in the
saying
shower and
it's
clean up.
Okay. I'm just saying it's probably going to go right down the drain.
I'm
not
probably gonna
condoning.
throw up.
I personally would have told Paolo that I need some privacy. The wiener
Leave your
schnitzel's acting
apartment.
up.
You don't want to hear this.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
need to shit.
Yeah. I have a similar story with
Uh-oh.
this situation. I'll make it very brief. I was in Paris visiting a friend, staying at their apartment. They had a window instead of a wall in the bathroom. It was
Ew.
like that wavy glass, but you could still
Uh-huh.
see like
silhouettes.
Mm-hmm.
colors, silhouettes, everything. And it was right next to the toilet. And my ex-boyfriend lived over there and came to visit, and I was having a hemorrhoidal issue.
Oh no.
But we had dated for like a year,
So
so
you
we
could
were
just be
very
like,
comfortable with each other. So I just kind of
I gotta
told
go
him,
blast my roids.
Yeah.
I have an issue happening. Please don't think
Don't
too hard
stare at
about
the
it.
wavy window.
Look away from the wavy
Wait,
window.
Don't listen.
Don't.
Oh man.
But yeah, European bathrooms are touch and go,
Mm-hmm.
or don't go.
Or don't. I once my grandma had a bidet and I peed in it because I thought it was a urinal when I was little.
Yeah. The full blown like separate toilet bidet can
Ceramic
be very
bidet.
confusing
Yep.
Mhm.
for
Exactly,
Americans. We don't know what the fuck that shit is.
I'm glad I didn't poop in it.
Thank God.
That could have been bad.
Bad.
Okay, so we were letting it rip over the shower drain, spreading ass cheeks. Here we go. This was a great but gross tactic and was working out perfectly for me until one day this guy asked if I wanted to go swimming at the canal with him. I say yes and pray for the best, but of course I am a very unlucky person. About an hour after the two of us get to the canal, I feel like I am going to die if I do not poop ASAP. Hot German man asks if I want to get in the water with him, and I say, not at the moment, so that I could fart while he was gone and see if that made me feel any better. Thankfully, he did not argue and went for a quick swim. By the time he came back, I knew the farts weren't doing enough for me, so I quickly said that I decided that a swim would be nice, and I ran into the water as fast as I could. Once I got out into the middle of the canal, I pulled my bikini bottoms to the side and shit the most I probably have in my whole life.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
Well, you're just floating in it?
Unfortunately for me, the shit was not completely liquid like my shower shit.
No.
Okay, we learned something.
You throw up.
And pieces of half-digested food / poop started floating around me.
Oh my god.
No.
This is why I don't enjoy baths.
Well, it's pretty easy not to shit in your bathtub.
But then once you start thinking about it,
It sounds so unappealing
It's
to
not
me.
like this.
Like, it sounds so unappealing to me that I would never feel tempted, or like I would do anything I could to not poop in a body of water. Like, that sounds so bad. That sounds like the worst
oh my
experience ever.
god.
This.
She's covered
I
in her
feel so
own
bad
shit.
for this person, but also,
Can you imagine the like fish feeding frenzy that would begin?
There are still
That
a
would
couple
be
more
hilarious.
paragraphs.
Shaman.
And there's like probably like someone fishing who's like, keep it up, and just like,
Ew.
throw it
Oh,
back.
chum
It's
in the
bait.
water.
It's
Shaman. What a crop. We've never had such a successful fishing day. I don't know what was going on today.
They're
but
just flying out of the water.
we're eating tonight.
We're eating tonight.
Oh man, turns out they all love corn just so much, those fish, I learned.
Corn and tomato skins.
Oh my God. Salad.
Okay. Ooh, where were we? Yeah.
Ew, there's
We
more.
were at poop started floating around me.
Oh,
good.
thank you.
That's where we were. I'm glad to
Yeah,
know.
you're welcome.
As soon as I was done, I swam a little farther away from where the deed had been done.
I should hope so.
I was worried that if I got out so soon, it would look suspicious. I kept an eye on the floating shit to make sure it wasn't coming near me. So if the guy looked, he wouldn't realize that I had just let 5 pounds of the stuff out of my asshole.
Am going.
They probably felt
fucking
great
cute.
after that.
I love this person. This is incredible. What a story. As I am watching the poo, pieces of it quickly start disappearing. And I don't mean that they started to sink.
Amanda.
Bubbles were surrounding
No.
the poop, and there were little flicks in the water. Fish were eating the hot shit
Yeah,
that
oh,
just
yeah.
came out of my sickly ass.
Waste
How
not.
did you know?
Waste not.
This is the most environmental poop that's ever happened. Like
It's
environmentally
organic.
friendly. This is so good
This-
for the world.
It's sick. It's sick. You people are depraved.
I hope this isn't where they got all those shrimp. Oh god.
You're chumming the
As-
waters, all right.
As soon as I noticed that, I jumped out of the water and pretended that everything was fine. My hot German man never noticed, and fast forward 3 years later, I now live with him in Germany, and I am comfortable enough around him to loudly shit in his toilet.
They're
I
gonna
have
end up married, and
Not if this comes out.
they're gonna invite us.
Pescatarian.
They're gonna invite us to their wedding in Germany, and we're gonna give a toast and tell this story.
Tell this.
And
yes.
we'll select fish on the invite.
Oh my god.
I have still never confessed this story to him, but ended up telling my mom and best friend when I was back in the US for a visit this summer. I hope this story has the same effect on you.
Babe, you gotta tell him.
you
Got
gotta.
to tell him on your 4-year anniversary. No,
Is that the fish one? I don't know. What's the.
the fish
What's
one.
the fish eating shit anniversary?
This is your wedding toast. Your wedding speech.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
Put it in your vows. I
It's
knew
like-
you were the one when you didn't notice that I shat in the canal and it floated all around me and fish started eating it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, not to sound too much like a boomer, but once you have him like trapped where you're about
what's
to
he
get
gonna do,
married,
break
like he
up
can't
with
just
you?
leave
Yeah.
when you tell
No.
that story at the wedding. That would be wild. That
What if
story
she-
would be wild.
What
but
if she did just like have a glass of wine and like felt like it was the right time to tell him and he fucking dumped her and left?
That would be fucked. I think that would be less likely than the other possibility where she tells him and he knew the whole time and was just being really nice and not saying anything.
that would be
Yeah.
great.
Mhm.
But yeah, if he
You're not
has a
gonna get
negative
dumped.
reaction and dumps you, then like
Then
good
good.
riddance.
Glad he didn't marry
Yeah.
that fucker.
Like that
Losing a
story
lot more
is
than 5 pounds this time.
Sorry I offended you with my canal shit. This
Like-
marriage is over.
It didn't even affect him. He didn't
Yeah.
even get in the water.
Bitch, this has nothing to do with you. It was after you went swimming.
It's not
Unless-
about you.
This is
unless
about
there's some like big
Paolo.
news story about like all the dead fish in that canal, and it like ruined industry in the region
All the
for
fish
decades.
in the Rhine River.
Every year in Minneapolis has a lot of lakes with free public beaches. We get alerts every year about E. coli, like closing the beaches. People be shitting.
Mhm.
Okay, people are shitting in that water, and if you're not aware,
Kids at least.
oh, at least. But like, I'm sorry, I've never
Men.
shitted in here, but like this kind of shitting is happening in all your public beaches. All your public beaches have shit. Get
Good to
over
know.
it. Grow up.
Sanitation is an illusion.
Yeah.
Grow up.
We're still in the fucking Renaissance. We reek and the water's full of shit. Get over it.
In New York, they throw their fucking trash bags on the street.
Yeah.
It's just trash bags everywhere. You walk around, just trash bags.
It's
In
wild.
China, you can't flush your toilet paper, so you have to put your poopy used toilet paper in a garbage bag and take it out every so often
No thanks.
and put it in public garbage cans
No.
because they don't have like dumpsters.
No, thank you.
I'm okay.
It's an illusion.
I'm going to keep my flushing up.
Okay.
Cool. Glad we're on the same page there.
All right. Well, do we have more?
Yeah, we have that was the end of our regular confessions.
Oh, so there is one more bonus confession, but to access that, you'll have to come join us on Patreon. So we're going to cut that one
Slip me some money, too.
just for them.
Yeah, you got to give me money, though.
Yeah. While you're on
Yeah.
Patreon, check
Yeah.
out Xandy's pod.
Slip me, so just Venmo me.
Yeah,
You can just do that.
We can, if you want to just
Easier.
Venmo Xandy
I'm not plugging anything but my Venmo.
$5,000, you can get this exclusive Wine and
I'm
Crime
gonna
Patreon content.
Yes, it's so worth it. I don't even know what I'm about to read, but it's so worth it.
I love it. Let's hear it.
The Exorcist on Halloween. So I was dating around on Tinder and matched with a guy I went to high school with, but never really talked to.
That happened to me, and then I married him.
I wonder if this is going to have the same result.
Yeah, I wrote this.
No offense, that would be so strange.
It would be strange,
If
but it would
I just was
also-
reading your story.
It would be very on brand for me to have written something like this and then just completely forgotten about it and had no idea. So
And I'm just reading your story back to you, and you keep being like,
That's
me
insane.
too.
this is so familiar.
What a coincidence. I went over to his house after a Halloween party, so I was already slightly tipsy. I brought a bottle of wine with me, and we got in the hot tub. He said, "No way you can drink that whole bottle."
Oh, famous last words.
Why would you say
Buddy.
that to someone?
Fucking bet. Let's go.
I wouldn't. Of course they can. This is where he made a fatal mistake. That
Fatal?
I don't know if it's actually fatal, but I'm laughing because I'm nervous because I don't know if I'm about to read about someone dying.
Oh God.
We
be
can't read about
crazy.
people dying anymore because we got, what's it called?
Subpoenaed. We can't read about people being murdered anymore.
Oh.
Confessions
anymore.
about people being murdered.
Okay, yeah. Anymore.
Obviously, we
Interesting.
read plenty about people being murdered because we're a true crime
I was
podcast.
gonna say, whoa,
Oh,
there goes
yeah.
everything. There goes your brand.
Yeah,
what the
there
heck?
goes your social life.
What the heck are you doing? No. Okay, that's good to know. So yeah, good to know that I'm not about to read a murder. Okay.
No,
Not like
hopefully not. We'll have to cut it.
Yeah, that's
This is only for
This is
Patreon.
why it's on Patreon.
Give the patrons the murder
It's a
confessions.
weird legal thing. If they pay for the confession, doesn't count
Yeah.
as a real confession. So
And
you
then
can't
True.
do it legally.
the cops have to subscribe at least $5 a month to get access to this evidence. I don't think
Yeah.
that there's a problem here.
Did I see? And how many cops are listening to your show? Hopefully, very
Not
few,
much
if
because
any.
I'm not very nice to them on the show.
No.
So.
That's how I feel when people review us and they're like, "Xandy's made a negative comment about the police off." I'm like, "What?
Are you
No
lost,
shit.
bitch?
What episode number are we at? That, like, you think I'm? I don't know. Anyway, where was I?
Are you lost,
said-
bitch?
That was a challenge I could not turn down. I ended up chugging the entire bottle of wine. An important note in parentheses: 19 Crimes Red Blend.
Yum, that shit's good.
I know I actually do like that one. In under 15 minutes in a hot tub.
Oh no. Oh no.
Before I knew what I was doing, I turned around and threw up everywhere.
I was just gonna say you're puking in that hot tub.
Yeah, which
There's no
is
way. 15
the
minutes.
healthiest outcome, I
Yeah.
think, in this case. So I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm glad
weirdly
it came up.
it
Okay,
came
your
to
body's
this.
hitting reject. This is not happening.
Bright red vomit all over the edge of the hot tub, in the water, on the grass, everywhere. He got me out of the hot tub and bought me Whataburger. But I literally have zero memory of the rest of the night. Was it the alcohol keeping me from remembering, or was it my brain protecting me from remembering what an idiot I was?
Baby,
There's
it's
no way
both.
to know.
Baby, it's both.
Why not? Yeah, of course. I ended up spending the night because I physically could not go home. I snuck out of his place at like 5 a.m. and left pretty much everything there.
Like a hooker at dawn. That's my girl.
I texted him the next day asking when I could get my stuff, and he told me he would leave it at the gate because apparently there were cameras in the backyard and his parents saw everything. And there was a huge purple stain on the hot tub now, so he didn't want me to come inside. So obviously I have never spoken to him again.
Oopsie.
I love Wine and Crime so much and can't thank y'all enough for making me laugh when it seems like nothing else can. I was hoping for and now we're married ending.
No.
Not a we never spoke again.
Their relationship trajectory was very different from me and Bill's.
It makes the confession so much like harder when it's like, oh wait, there was no happy ending. It just kind of was a shitty situation.
You just had your shame and then walked away and went on with your life. You poor thing.
You got your shit back. And
You
you
did
got
get your shit
Whataburger.
And it's on video though. But it's on video. That's rough.
The security footage, that shit freaks me out.
I would save that. If I had that footage, I would not to like blackmail or anything, but
it would be
sounds
funny
hilarious.
to watch again. Yeah.
Like to cheer me up.
Unless they like were fooling around in there, and then I don't want to watch my kid doing that.
Yeah, I definitely didn't want that.
And
That's true.
I mean, we have no evidence that says that they did, but
it sounded like a very in my head the sequence of events was very get in the hot tub,
have this
chug
wine,
the wine, puke everywhere, pass out, 5 a.m. out of there.
Then
like just boom, 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 boom.
Get your Whataburger.
As it should be in this case.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm glad
move
that
on.
the person you were hanging out with was respectful and didn't take advantage of that situation. Could have been so much worse. But yeah, being in the hot tub, doing anything in the hot tub is a fucking risk other than just sitting there. Because like, if you, I have been drunk in the hot tub
so easily.
Yeah, get high in the hot tub. I like to eat snacks in the hot tub, and it could all turn south real quick.
I'm afraid to take a bath if I had like any weed. Like I'm afraid I'm gonna, which is kind of silly because like what's gonna happen?
I love
weed.
smoking
like,
weed in the bathtub.
It would probably be such a great time.
So fucking
probably
relaxing.
so much fun. But I have this weird fear of that I'm gonna drown in the bathtub.
That's fair.
But for no reason.
I don't think that's a weird fear.
I don't pass out.
I think that's
know.
a healthy fear. You know, I mean, I don't
know.
know.
How relaxing could your bath possibly be if you were thinking about drowning?
Like I have,
I'm thinking about shitting myself.
I have a friend from,
but in a good way.
my childhood who did drown in her bathtub.
Oh no!
Yeah, weed was not involved. Alcohol was involved, but like it can happen.
It's
so
scary. It's like a scary thing.
Yeah.
Water just freaks me out. Like I don't like bodies of water.
You gotta respect
especially
water.
now that I know people are just pooping in all of them. Like I'm not that surprised people poop in them, but like hearing it just laid out for me so clearly.
Oh, you're swimming in shit. You're swimming in shit.
Where the poop came from. There was so much. It could have just been like, oh, I won't tell him I pooped in his bathroom, but it had to go to the canal. It had to go to a public body of water.
Every time I see like a kid at a pool, like pulling the water into their mouth and spitting it out, which Lucy, I know your husband did at the pool in Santa Fe to your child. And then later you guys found a dead rat in the pool. It's like, if it's not a dead rat, it's piss and shit. Don't put that water in your mouth if you can avoid it.
Yeah.
Amen.
Anyway, I'm so glad that everyone got to learn a few things from these confessions. And if you're wanting that bonus confession, head over to our Patreon. We've got it there for you. And Xandy, you did a phenomenal job reading those.
I had fun.
Andrea put you through it. That was amazing.
Put me through a great time. Honestly, I thought these were all perfectly catered to me. Is that an insult to myself or a compliment? I can't really tell. The COVID's gone. My sinuses, after reading all the poop stuff,
we cured you.
Sinuses cleared. I don't know why. Just it worked so well.
I'm so glad.
We
could do that for you.
It's so nice.
Well,
of you.
Thank you so much for reading those. All right, we're at the corner now.
Let's do it.
I've got a few things for us. I'm going to start off a little lighthearted because I have a really dark one.
Great.
So this first one was sent in by Katie G and Tom. This is an article from The Guardian with the headline being, Cat makes surprise return home 4 days after being cremated. Beloved pet Ted reunited with grieving North Yorkshire family after a drowning mix-up. So, it's a lot going on
Who
here.
are the ashes? Okay, I guess we'll find out.
We'll find out. The myth of cats having 9 lives was tested to its limit when Nicky Knight's beloved feline Ted walked through the cat flap after being quote-unquote cremated.
The cat flap.
Flap.
Yeah.
I've never heard that. I like that.
Knight from Newby, North Yorkshire, was on holiday in Turkey. That sounds lovely. When she was told by neighbors that Ted drowned in their pond.
Oh, God. What horrible news to get.
I know. So she arranged for a funeral to take place in Thornaby while she and her family were away. But 4 days after the ceremony, Ted walked back into their home.
Psych.
Can't get rid of me.
Yeah, you thought I was gone. You thought I was down and out.
I regenerated, bitch.
Bitch. I want chicken. I want liver. Let's go. Guess who's back again. I love this
Ted
cat.
is back.
Ted
is back.
So Knight told the BBC, quote, I had to break the news to my husband and our 4 children, and we were all absolutely devastated because Ted is a huge personality and a beloved member of the family.
Yeah.
So they're in Turkey. They think the cat's dead. So Knight arranged for Heavenly Pets Crematorium to come out and collect the body and cremate it. So it would all just be kind of over with by the time they got home.
Yeah.
4 days after the cremation, Knight, still in Turkey, saw that she had several missed calls from her cat sitter. I don't know why she still had a cat sitter, but whatever.
Listen, you promised to pay for the week, and maybe they have another cat. Maybe they have more than one cat.
They probably have another cat. She said, quote, I was in the pool again, having a lovely time, having, put Ted's death behind us.
Oh, God.
The cat sitter told Knight that Ted had just walked through the cat flap. She said, quote, I didn't believe it at first. I had to get her to FaceTime me live so I could see that Ted was actually alive.
So what cat was dead?
Knight soon realized that she had paid £130 to cremate someone else's cat. When she later went to collect the ashes, she saw that the urn had been relabeled Not Dead Ted.
Oh, no.
Which technically,
It's true.
Not Dead Ted. It doesn't make sense. That is the dead Ted.
Makes it imply that they killed a living animal? Or, wait, no, not dead.
I think they still found a cat drowned in the...
Yeah, I'd
They
like to
still
think
found a cat, yeah.
I
Not
caught this
dead
cat. Should I murder it?
So the director of Heavenly Pets Crematorium, Vicky Crallen, told the BBC it was, quote, bittersweet, and she was worried that there was a family out there missing somebody.
Mistaken cat identity.
Mistaken cat identity. And the neighbors didn't maybe recognize that it wasn't Ted because it wasn't their cat and it had drowned.
Okay, so the cat drowned in the neighbor's pool.
The cat had drowned in the neighbor's pool.
alerted the cat sitter. Said, oops.
The neighbors at some point got into contact with the owners.
Sorry
Oops,
about your
cat drowned.
And then the real cat was like, fuck that bitch, I'm still here.
Why'd you
Ted
stop
probably
feeding
killed
me?
that cat. Was trying to fake.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ted was trying
yeah.
to fake his death.
Ooh.
Killed this cat. Got away with it, and then realized food's kind of hard to come by.
Yeah, I miss my
when you're
family.
domesticated. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a
I
cat
don't
flap.
have-
What did I give
I don't
up?
have
Yeah.
30,000 pounds of shrimp at my disposal.
Sure don't.
Not yet.
This shrimp through line is just going to get us through the whole episode. I have a good
love it.
feeling. Okay. This next article is massively grotesque because we need a little balance. So this is from the New York Post, which I
our
know
favorite
is
resource.
an unreliable source, but it's so bombastic and ridiculous. I love
think I
reading
block
these.
them on every social media because they come up so often, and that to a point where I'm like, I blocked them on like TikTok. I'm like,
Yeah.
Why are you on my TikTok? Anyway, but you're so right about their
Oh,
headlines.
deranged writing for the New
Deranged.
York Post.
Well, this is fucking deranged. The headline reads, Miss Switzerland finalist was strangled, then pureed in a blender by her husband.
Yeah, we've all seen this story.
Yeah. So this happened just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
That was one that I saw, and my first thought was like, okay, there's like no truth to this. And then I like clicked on it and was like,
Turns
I'll
out
let you
there
talk.
is.
I'll let you talk. Yeah.
A former Miss Switzerland finalist was strangled and savagely dismembered by her husband, who then, quote unquote, pureed her remains in a blender, Swiss officials revealed. So her name is Kristina Joksimovic, age 38. She was found slain in her home in February near Binningen, near the city of Basel in Switzerland.
What kind of fucking intense ass industrial blender can like blend human bones?
I think
Are you,
we'll
like,
get to
in the market
some of the
for it,
details.
or for one?
I mean, I have a Smoothie Ninja and a KitchenAid like type blender. I have never put
KitchenAid,
any
I would
kind
like
of
a-
bones in it.
like
and
a
have no
Vitamix.
desire to.
Yeah, I don't know about the let's just see where this goes.
Oh.
Her 41-year-old husband, who was only referred to as Thomas in local media reports, was taken into custody but had appealed for his release, which was rejected on Wednesday by the country's federal court in Lausanne.
Not Thomas the bisexual Goose. This is a different Thomas, everybody.
I was picturing
Different
the same one.
Thomas.
Thank you
Different
for that. Okay.
Thomas.
You can picture him as the goose, but
Never.
he's not a goose. He definitely has opposable thumbs, and
he's
I don't
an
think he's
awful
blind.
human man.
Yeah. I wish he was a bisexual blind goose.
Mm-hmm.
So he had confessed to the killing. The ruling, which brought horrific new details about the murder to light, said the ongoing investigation had revealed concrete indications of a mental illness in the case. No shit.
Mm-hmm.
So Christina's butchered body was discovered the night of February 13th. The model's husband and father of their two daughters admitted that he killed her in March, he admitted in March that he had killed her, but said it was to protect himself after she had previously attacked him with a knife.
So this happened in the spring, and we just didn't get the news over in the States until
I think
the trial maybe started.
I think we just didn't know the details of the trial and like his appeal for release being denied, and that's when
And
we
then
got
that
a
made
bunch
the
of
story go
information.
viral. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, medical experts found no evidence of self-defense and identified her cause of death as strangulation.
Oh, God.
So her body was dismembered with a jigsaw, knife, and garden shears.
Oh,
A jigsaw, a knife, and garden shears, according to the autopsy report. Several of her body parts were then chopped up with a hand blender. A hand blender.
like a
I
slap
don't know
chop.
what that means. Maybe.
Oh no. Those things don't work
Pureed
that well.
and then dissolved in a chemical solution.
Jesus.
Holy.
Like that feels. I mean, like that feels so.
So
planned out
many
and,
intentional
like,
steps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Very intentional. So he was arrested the day after her body was found, initially telling investigators the month prior that he had found her dead and dismembered her body in their laundry room because he was panicked.
No,
Makes no
Robert
sense. Okay.
Durst. We're not buying it.
No.
Killed them all, of course.
Thomas showed, quote, a noticeably high level of criminal energy, which I love that they use that as like concrete
The
evidence.
vibe was
Yeah,
off.
the vibe
The
was
vibe
off.
was-
Oh, no.
Super criminally. Also, a lack of empathy and cold-bloodedness after killing his wife and trying to cover it up, said prosecutors. Prosecutors also revealed that he had choked his wife before because, as we all know, strangulation, it escalates and it's not a joke, and get the fuck out of there. A former partner also alleged he once grabbed the beauty queen by the neck and slammed her head into a wall.
Oh, God.
Christina was crowned Miss Northwest Switzerland and in 2007 was a finalist for Miss Switzerland, according to 20 Minuten, which is the Swiss version of 20 minutes. I don't
We have
know.
60 minutes. Maybe
60
they only have
minutes.
20 minutes.
They
20
don't have that much
Minuten.
time. Yeah.
She later ran her own business as a catwalk coach and mentored model Dominique Rinderknecht for the Miss Universe pageant in 2013. Former Miss Switzerland, Krista Rigozzi says, quote, it's terrible. I'm really shocked. And they were like friends.
I mean, and finding out that your friend has died under any circumstances is so horrifying and such an awful trauma. And then to learn the violent circumstances of your loved one's death is like that kind of shock and grief is fucking immeasurable. It's awful.
I can't imagine.
No.
And just
How
like
horrific. Like,
the steps that he took.
It's sick.
Multiple
It's sick.
steps and dismembering a whole human. It's going to take you a long time. It's going to take you a lot of energy.
commitment.
It's going to be really messy.
those
It's
poor
difficult.
daughters. Like the kids growing up with this, knowing like, or finding out eventually, I assume. Jesus.
Yeah, they were young. There's 2 of them, but I mean, they're not babies. They'll remember her.
Jesus.
They'll know soon enough what happened. And that their fucking father did it.
Oh God, no.
So Ragosi goes on to say, I'm thinking of her 2 daughters. She was such a beautiful and kind-hearted woman. Thomas, the goose, wish he was a goose,
Not
Was
the
a-
goose.
was a successful entrepreneur, and their family lived in a large home with a picturesque view overlooking Basel.
I will
They
never
pose-
know what that fucking means. If you're like, what do you do?
Picturesque
It's like,
view.
I'm a successful entrepreneur. Okay, what the fuck do you do? What does that fucking mean?
It's like when you go to San Francisco, it's like I run a startup.
You
I
mean
work at a
I'll never
startup.
know what it means to become a successful entrepreneur because our business will never thrive to that level, Xandy? Is that what you're saying?
For some reason, I was honing in on the picturesque view overlooking Basel.
I'll never know what that is
Yeah,
either.
you probably I probably won't. But I thought it was like some comment about that.
I'll
forgot
never
about the
know what that means.
Successful entrepreneur bit. Yeah, it's like. What you just don't want to get into it, so you just say that.
It's like people who are like, oh, I work in finance. What does that mean?
Yeah, I feel like that could mean so many things.
It can mean anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything because it means so much.
Or you just do a lot of little piecemeal things. So you just say, I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah, because I have
It's
like
like,
40
okay,
gig jobs of
if
my own
ye-
little businesses.
Yeah.
If you don't have an elevator pitch about what you do, it's too complicated and I don't want to know anymore.
Fair.
So how would you 2 describe yourselves? Like if you're like in an Uber and they're like, "Hey, what do you do?"
I
What would
hate
what
that
would you say?
question.
I
I
hate it.
say,
Yeah, me
But I
too.
just say I
I-
host a podcast.
Yeah.
same.
I usually say it depends on the vibe, but I might not do that anymore because sometimes I feel like I've never had a great like not bad interactions, but it's usually just I don't want to have this conversation.
Well, it's also like a very millennial, quote unquote, job. And
it really
you know,
depends on the age of who you're talking to, I think.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's also like, I get it. There are a lot of people who feel some type of way about podcast hosts in general because we have so many successful people like fucking Joe Rogan or other just like,
my favorite.
yeah, you're,
He's
Danny's a
going to listen to
Rogan-
this, right?
Big Rogan
Because I want to
head.
get on his
He's
show.
our number 1 listener, yeah.
Oh, good.
You know,
I can't
like
wait.
there's a reason why, especially, no offense for like, and I'm not saying you're a washed up white man, but for like washed up white
don't
dude
say no
comedians
offense. I know exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
start their podcasts and it's like, so there's that stigma.
There's a stigma, like
around
not
being a
it's not
podcast
that like
house.
serious, but yeah, no, I know what you
so
mean.
it's sometimes I'm
It's very
just
easily
like,
dismissed.
yeah, I own
yeah.
my own business. Sometimes I'll just say that, or I'll just say I'm a wedding officiant.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I've like, I don't know. I usually just answer honestly because I'm really bad at just not being like straight up. I'm like, oh, I would just tell this person, but I'm starting to think maybe I shouldn't.
I should start
don't know.
making
This is-
things up.
I want to have fun with it because I see that with like baseball players because they've been asked like, oh, what do you tell them? And there's like everyone does something different and they say some wild shit, and I'm like, do you have to defend it after the fact?
I raise sea turtles.
It's like how fun. But then if you say something too interesting, they're going to ask
They're
you
gonna
so
ask
many
questions.
questions, which could be fun. But if you're an anxious person like me who's constantly worried about getting caught for nothing, I don't think I
I've
can
just
handle
found
it.
that every
Like outside
time,
of the TSA line?
every time I answer honestly about
Everywhere.
co-hosting a podcast, the conversation always turns into like, how is that a business? How do you make money out of
Yeah,
that?
that's true. Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'll tell you, but like,
Yeah.
this is, you know, I always end the conversation with like, this is a fluke. Don't try to start a podcast. Like, that's my advice when people are like, I want to start a podcast. My first advice is like, honestly, don't do it. But if you're really passionate about it, go for it and don't expect to make any money from it because it's a fucking hard industry to do that in.
Yeah.
But that's
And also,
always where
don't
the
quit your
conversation
job
goes.
in the meantime.
Nope.
Yep.
You might need that job again. Let me tell you. Anyway, what were we talking about?
We were talking about being all three of us having a future as a successful entrepreneur.
Right. What the fuck is an
That
entrepreneur?
much more stable than this awful human being.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
That's that motherfucker and
God.
his poor wife's horrifying death.
I'm curious what do you know what his sentencing was? I know it's not in the United States, but like
I don't think they've had a trial yet.
okay.
Because he just appealed for a release until the trial.
Got it.
That's my impression. But I also, like, I would hope that due process is a lot quicker in a place like Switzerland than it is in a place like the United States.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't say anything about sentencing or him being in prison apart from his appeal for release was denied.
Okay.
So yeah.
Developing
fucked up.
story.
Also fucked up, but this ended, I think, on a little bit of a positive note. So this is my obit for the obituary area.
Okay.
This one was sent in by many of you, including Kristen, Ellen, and Chrissy. So thank you for everyone who wrote in with all of the obits. And yeah, here's this month's. This is a People article about the obituary, but I will be reading the obituary in its entirety within the article.
Okay.
It's not long. So this is the article. No one was more surprised than Christina Novak when the short online obituary she placed in the Kennebec Journal about her mom's death went viral.
I've seen this.
She told people, quote, "Let's be clear, it's a PSA and it's no joke. It was written with sarcasm and relief, but it's real. It was done in
pick like the most unflattering
Yes.
photo.
I think I did. I might have
Yes.
seen this too. Oh my gosh, I forgot about this.
It was done in 4 sentences because I refused to spend another $1 on that woman." So if you want to go to the drive and look at the picture of her,
Ah,
I'm excited.
it looks
so
like she was
good.
about to scream something, but the flash photo was taken right before she opened her
It
mouth.
looks like a costume.
It does.
Like
Yeah,
what?
That's hilarious.
a horrible photo.
I love it.
Which sounds like she deserved it. Okay, so for those who have not read Florence Flo Harrelson's colorful send-off, which was published on August 30th, the death notice reads, quote, "Florence Flo Harrelson, age 65, formerly of Chelsea, died on February 22nd, 2024, without family by her side due to burnt bridges and a wake of destruction left in her path." Florence did not want an obituary or anyone, including family, to know she died. That's because even in death, she wanted those she terrorized to still be living in fear, looking over their shoulders. So this isn't so much an obituary, but more of a public service announcement.
End scene.
And
Flo
Perfect.
died.
So brutal.
Bye.
Flo died. No one's sad. We're letting you know so you can relax now.
Wow.
Time to feel relief.
Yeah.
Ooh.
At first read, some people online thought it was a joke, a sly goodbye to someone who could take a jest, and that theory could even be supported by the personality-filled obituaries for Harrelson's mother and her brother Bill, who gained a level of fame on the TV series Maine Cabin Masters before his death last year. Sure.
Uh-oh.
A level,
I gotta watch that.
a
I
I was
certain
just
level
gonna
of
say,
fame.
is this going to be my new reality TV binge now that I've blasted through the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
Oh, I've started it. I haven't
I'm on the
finished it.
last
I need to-
episode.
Bro, the first 3 episodes I thought were kind of mid, but by episode 4, I was like sucked in. These women are
Okay.
the worst.
Mhm.
They are the worst.
Gun to my head, I
good.
couldn't tell a single one of them apart,
They're very hard to
except
tell
for the
apart.
homesteader.
Whitney.
Oh no.
And
Whitney the
I can pick
homesteader.
out Whitney.
Oh,
I
God,
can pick out Demi, I think. And
I'm nervous at how much I'm going to enjoy this.
And I can pick out Taylor.
I can pick out Taylor because she looks
the
dead
rest
inside.
And the real Jennifer Affleck. I can pick her out too.
I remember that.
Yeah.
The whole Ben Affleck being involved.
And I love it. Her lower third is the only one that includes her last name always.
Yes. Yeah. We were. I watched with my sister.
No one else's lower third has that. It's
right.
all just their first name. She's like, no, Jen Affleck.
It's like in what's her name in The Bachelor, Christina Mandrell. Mm-hmm. I think it was always Mandrell. They had to have Mandrell in there because she was a Mandrell. It had to be a thing.
Who the fuck is a Mandrell?
It's a
her
Mandrell
aunt is a country singer, a very famous country singer. Won CMA Performer of the Year, I think, at least once. I don't know.
Rich people and people with famous
family
love to use their last name.
Yeah. That's, well, but if you don't have much talent. Okay. Harrelson's mother, who had 5 sons and twin daughters, died in 2015 when she was 80. She was remembered as a good cook who was known for her ability to make delicious blueberry muffins without measuring any ingredients. Meanwhile, the 2023 obit for Harrelson's older brother, William, age 73, began with the line, "The world may not be as funny of a place for a bit as we had to say goodbye to William Forrest Davenport on April 5th. So basically, this is just saying members of her family had good obits, and hers just sucked because she was such a bad person.
Yeah.
It would be pretty wild if every member of this family got the scathing, awful obituary every single time.
The same niece wrote all of them.
And it turns out they all hate her, she's the problem. But yeah, in this case, I don't think it doesn't sound like that.
We had another one sent to us or posted for us on Reddit. Maybe I know I sent it to you, Lucy, about where a daughter used her mom's obituary to expose her for all of the abuse that they suffered. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this is some powerful fucking shit.
Yeah.
How we grieve is not for the dead, it's for the living. And if you have to process through those emotions by finally literally publishing your truth to keep everybody from deifying shitty people in death, go the fuck off. I fully support it.
Mm-hmm.
So Novak says the obituary for her uncle, who lived about 5 minutes away from her and was, quote, very nice. She said that she alleges that after her uncle's death, her mother raided his home on at least 2 occasions. So just rifling through, taking shit.
That's fucked up.
According to Novak, her mother, the mother who was dead, the bad one, Flo, a former Maine State Prison corrections officer, died months before anyone in the family noticed.
What? That sucks.
So she said she hadn't spoken to her mom in a decade, and she only discovered what had happened after a discussion with a friend about how things were, quote, too quiet lately. So she Googled her
was
mother's...
she dead in her house and wasn't found?
No. She Googled her mother's name and a death notice from a crematorium popped up.
Okay. So people knew,
someone knew she wasn't mummified in her house.
That she was dead. Yeah. The family just didn't know.
Yeah.
The estranged family didn't know.
She said, quote, "I messaged my aunt, her identical twin sister, so Flo's identical twin sister, and I said, did mom die? And she's like, I don't know. Her twin didn't know she was dead. After some digging, I discovered it was her." Growing up, Novak said her mom, quote, "took sport in ruining every birthday and Christmas and played cruel pranks on her when she was little, involving 3-foot-tall dolls that she'd move around the house."
You fucking had me.
Oh, you got me so good there.
I fucking believed you. You bitch.
I was.
My God.
Okay. She did play
the universe just made sense for a moment. Everything clicked.
Everything
my whole
clicked
brain was, and then it shattered.
It's such a small world.
Wow.
That blew my mind for a very brief moment.
Okay, I'm sorry to bring us back to reality, cruel reality. But so she's playing pranks on her when she was little, allegedly taking her to the top of a bridge and having her and her partner grab Novak's legs and arms and act like they were going to throw her into the water below.
That's worse than the doll.
Jesus.
That is some fucked up shit.
Is.
She said, quote, I still can't drive over a bridge without getting an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
Your mother.
The
like,
trauma. That's abuse. This is fucked up.
Yeah.
So she had no problem jotting down her true feelings, only restricted by the reported $1.25 per word price tag.
That's
In
real.
fact,
Because
Expensive.
Lucy, remember when Burke, my dog Burke, died, and
Yeah.
I was asking you to help me with an obituary, and then I went to place it, and I was like, "Never mind, it's too expensive. It was going to cost
really
me like
expensive.
$300 to have posted."
Yeah.
that.
Jeez.
And we
I didn't
tightened it
know.
up. It wasn't very long.
We tightened it up. We shelled out money for my grandma's obit because it was just too good, but like I wasn't going to do that for my dog. I'm sorry, I couldn't afford it. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Well.
do it for my grandpa. So,
Fair enough.
jeez.
Yeah. In fact, she says, it felt cathartic to write it out. It was like, hold my beer, while she wrote her obit.
I love this.
Before she turned in her 4 sentences, Novak said she ran it past her aunt to get her approval. She did not hear back for more than 24 hours. And when she did, she says her aunt, keep in mind, her dead mother's twin sister, only took note of a typo.
Yeah, this looks great. Just you're using the wrong there, so I fixed that up for you. Run.
The typo
Send to print.
specifically was, she pointed out, it's destruction, not distraction.
Perfect.
So it's like, hey, this will hit so much harder if you
Yeah.
get this typo out
Let's
of the
make
way.
sure we get this
Wow.
right. We got to get it right for
Wow.
her obit.
However, it was supposed to be something only seen by her small Maine community and her relatives, whom she describes as, quote, very private people. Instead, her words suddenly became a widespread topic of discussion by people who didn't really know what they were looking at. She says, quote, some people are like, what? Why even say anything? She's dead, Novak says. But as she points out, sometimes it's only when a person is no longer alive that, quote, somebody finally has the power to say something.
Yup.
Besides that, she said, I think my Uncle Bill would have gotten a chuckle out of it.
Oh.
So, like, wow, this
Good
woman
for
sounds like
her.
a fucking menace.
I mean, she sounds like a real piece of work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that she could get something out of it, though, out of like some sort of healing or out of posting something like that.
Yes,
Gosh.
and death does not
Good.
suddenly make
Make you
every
a hero.
human being
I hate
perfect.
that shit.
Yeah.
Man, when people get annoyed when certain people die, especially famous people who did like awful things.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, they're dead, so let's be a little nicer. It's like, well,
Michael
No,
Jackson.
maybe we can learn from this
Yeah.
and talk about
If
it.
they didn't, I don't know, if people don't earn respect and, love in life, then why does everyone fucking rush to give it to them in death? That's never really made that much sense to me. So I like seeing this kind of shit.
Me
It's like,
too.
no, this is real shit. This woman was fucked up by her mother.
Yep.
I'm not going to fucking spend a bunch of money to glorify this asshole just because she
Yeah.
died. And no one even fucking knew about it because her whole family hates her for how
Like-
awful she is.
Yeah.
Bye.
Like clearly people's lives improved with her not being around anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her
So that's all it
Congratulations.
is. Yeah.
Her twin fucking sister didn't know she had died. And it's alluded that was intentional so she could keep lording over people.
yeah. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
That's
scary. Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Yes.
So bye, Flo. Hope you
Bye,
like
Flo.
your new profile pic.
The only picture I will ever see of Flo is that,
Yeah.
is that
Oh,
picture.
God.
That's the only
Yeah.
one that exists
that-
now.
Yeah. Wow.
Well
All right,
done.
Well, thanks. Thanks. Thank you, Xandy, for coming
great.
onto our show. Will you please,
thank you for having
please
me.
tell the people where they can find you?
Oh, sure. You can find me anywhere on the internet.
Under a bridge.
I don't
At a
know. I'm
bus
on
station.
Instagram, I guess. Haven't posted in a while. I'm taking a little break, but I'll be back at Xandy Schiefer. I also stream, but it's been a little bit. But I'm taking a break. I'll be back. Man, I'm just here for fun. But Xandy with an X, Xandy, SCHIE. So she, FER, she.
And are
me.
you?
One F.
I know that you and Christine with Beach Too Sandy have done a lot of live shows this
Yeah.
past year. Do you have any live events coming up that you want us to know
Nope.
about? Or All right.
Nope, it's all done. It's great. We had a great tour though, and it was so much fun. And
Got
we
a
had
lot of good
blast.
shit on TikTok right now. A lot of good funny clips.
Oh yeah, go to Beach Too Sandy TikTok. That's where the exciting stuff is. Just Beach Too Sandy anything. Google Beach Too Sandy. Dive into a world of ridiculous reviews. We have lots of fun.
That show is so fucking funny. I love it.
We have fun with it. So we're feel very fortunate that I can tell Uber drivers that I host a podcast for a living.
There you go.
Even if I'm not going to do that anymore, we'll see. Oh man,
Well,
but this was so fun.
Thank you again so much for coming, and we will see you all with another guest next month on Gossip at the Corpse Car.
See you later.
Bye-bye.